Hey everyone, it's Sean, the What's Up Dude. We're in Algonquin, Illinois, and this is our first time at this location, America's Antique Mall. We're gonna go check this one out, see what they have to offer, have a little fun, and hopefully find some cool things. This is Sean, the What's Up Dude. Alright, so we're gonna head inside, and this is the Illinois location, and there is one in Indiana, which we did do a video on, but I'm sure they'll have different things in here to explore. Alright, and similar to the Indiana location, they have street names that are themed. This one, however, is Chicago themed. Got some Pokémon stuffed animals in the corner over here, and some retro clothing, some jewelry. Over here, this is a little Christmas section. Christmas calories don't count. Now, I really wish that was true. Now, Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Hey, it's Lego Batman. I'm in this store.
Got a R2-D2, Tomb Raider, even have a Austin Powers action figure, classic Ninja Turtles, and they even have the Beatles. Some glass statues, Dark Side, cool little skeleton guy, Superman, that's awesome. Got a Chucky, and then actual Chucky up here from the Chucky movies, hanging up here. A motorcycle, dinosaurs, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And they do have some sports clothing. This is a really cool Pac-Man character. Got a bunch of stuffed animals and action figures and things up here. Deadpool, Goku, Superman. Ew, what is that Green Bay helmet doing in here? Ooh, Godzilla. Another Batman up here. A dinosaur. E.T. Phone Home. Here's a whole section of glass figurines. And then we have some kitchenware, glassware. Here's a whole area of sports memorabilia, including Cubs, the Bears, and even those Packers. Spider-Man. He's super famous right now because of the new Spider-Man movie. Second Chances. This is a bunch of old glassware. And each little booth is owned by different people, and they have different unique items. We're on Illinois Lane right now. Here's a whole section of DVDs and records. A couple Funkos up here. Disney and Star Wars. A couple cool characters here. And then they have some fusion mineral paint. And of course, we do have some Hot Wheels figures. There's always Hot Wheels at these kind of places. And as always, when I'm going through these places, I scan through and I highlight specific things that interest me or that I think people might like.
Well, hey, it's me, Mickey Mouse again, guys. I'm here, right next to Jesus.
Here's some old vintage signs, Pepsi. This is the Creative Soul Sisters booth. The Chalk Company. Over here we do have some collector mugs. Some salt and pepper shakers. A few more Christmas things. Over here we do have some toys. Different Disney characters and also one of the dogs from Bingo and Rolly. Superhero when you have. Oh, actually, who needs a superhero when you have a dad? It's kind of cool. Vintage items from different age. Some old soda cans or beer bottles or beer cans. Over here we do have some cat cookie jars and cat figurines. Meow, meow, meow. If you love plates, they got a lot of plates. Some more vintage items. Some old classic cars. Roots, wings, vintage and handmade items. It's Jason! And here we do have some old toys. Over here, ooh, a Batman car. Star Wars. And we do have more Star Wars down here. G.I. Joe. Hot Wheels. And we got Toad from Mario Brothers. Here's an old Coca-Cola sign. And you even got Woody right here. All right, we got some more toys. This is the Incredible Hulk. And you even have Broly from Dragon Ball Z. I missed this. This was a Ninja Turtle toy. And Sega Genesis. You can buy the original Sega Genesis right there. Mighty Roar Simba from Disney's The Lion King live action movie. Hey, they even have the Six Flags man. Do, 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 do. All right. And then they have a Captain America poster fighting the Hulk. Here's the Gray Hulk. Some Funko Pops. And it's me, a Mario. And then here is a Batman vinyl collectible. We even have an A&W mug and some old cereal boxes. Ooh, Funko Pop everywhere. We have Dragon Ball Z, some DC characters, Marvel, and Disney stuff. If you love Pokemon, they have a ton of Pokemon trading cards. Here's an old Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and Nintendo sign. They have some old game systems, old monitors, old TV screens. And it's me, Mario, again. Zelda. Over here, there's a bunch of fancy decor. And then we do have a couple of pictures on the wall of some pinup girls. Ooh la la. Rick's. He does have some CDs from musical artists who are definitely famous. And this is the gift shop. And we have some Lego characters, Pokémon. There's a Charizard. Over here we have some comic books, DVDs, and action figures.
Romanian devil.
And it's me, Bugs Bunny, up here. And they have Hulk and a couple Spider-Men. Here's some old beer cans. Here's a bunch of knickknacks of random cats and Garfield and Coca-Cola, beer mugs, all sorts of stuff. Here's a really old sign, drink knee-high beverages. Those aren't around anymore. And this little area is all vintage toys, stuff you don't really see anymore. Vintage dolls. And here's the big guy himself, Santa Claus. Over here there's a bunch of Coca-Cola stuff. And we even have Beanie Babies. And a bunch of glassware. This little area is Rock's Creations 3D printing. 3D printed objects. Right there is a vintage Mickey Mouse. And they even have Donald Duck. Some more Beanie Babies here, and they have the Teeny Babies. All right, here is a collector's paradise right here. We have stuff from Star Wars and Star Trek. The original Star Trek with Spock. Star Wars Episode 1. And they even have Mr. Potato Heads that are Star Wars themed. Here's some classic Star Trek stuff. And here's one of the X-Wing fighters. And even some vintage plates from Star Trek, the movie. And then Star Trek The Next Generation as well. Whole bunch of Disney characters in here.
Lots of Mickey Mouse.
And then they have Batman, Space Ghost. Which actually they're coming out with a movie for that soon, which is kind of cool. Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Then right here they do have some vintage cups from the Bears, Garfield, Looney Tunes, and Coca-Cola. There's a really old Santa Claus. Ooh, and then there's an alien. Another bust of the alien. Something from Frankenstein. Stranger Things action figure. Never seen this before. Ew, and you even have Reagan from The Exorcist. And don't forget about Jesus. And you got Smurfs. A couple other toys. Crystal Pepsi. Wow, now that's a blast from the past. Over here, this is more vintage toys and some of this stuff that they have. Raggedy Ann doll. And then some decorations for your house, glassware. Minnie Mouse, Goofy, Dumbo, Nala. And they have vintage clothing and decorative clothing that women would like. Really old board games right there. Grandma's Kitchen awaits you. This is all the stuff you might see in your grandma's kitchen. Bunch of stuff that looks familiar, especially these containers here. I remember seeing some of those in my grandma's cupboard. Got a bunch of glassware figurines, including Popeye the Sailor Man. Here's some more toys, collectible trading cards, something from Space Jam. They have some ornaments for Christmas. Animated Nutcracker drummer. Definitely a lot of Funko Pops in this store. And vintage board games that have been probably used several times. Snoopy. More Disney characters. And a Coke bottle. John Elway. And if you want stew or soup mixes, they even have a whole section for that as well. Now hidden in the back over here, we got some more Hot Wheels and cars. Hey look, it's Tom Mater. Down here there's a Shazam cup. Then you have some Looney Tunes. Oh, this is a cool find right here. This is a movie version of one of the Ninja Turtles. It's Leonardo. Things just got a little dark and creepy in this section. Bunch of spooky characters and paintings. So if you want to decorate for Halloween, you could do it from here. All right, and then we have a Batman that is accurate. A couple other items. An old phone. That's the Bat phone. Probably not, but looks like it anyway. Over here, discounted records. They have more DVDs and CDs and records back here. More Beanie Babies. Back here, did find the hot spot for comic books. Spider-Man. Renew Your Vows. They have everything listed from Marvel. So over on this side, they do have DC as well. Here's some action figures. This is the lounge. They have some furniture over here. Over here we do have some sports trading cards. America's Antique Mall, Algonquin. Little cool display. And they even have the chocolate shop. So we got fudge, chocolate, and popcorn. Back here we do have various chocolates. They also have stuff for coffee, make it a little bit more flavorful. Vintage cups, coats, Hot Wheels, Funkos, and M&M characters back here, and Mickey Mouse. That's an old phone. Over here they do have some collector's glasses and some beer signs from different companies. Dad's root beer down there. Hey, it's Yogi Bear. We have a whole section of vintage cars, collector's items. These are some old toys. They even have some Star Wars. There's a Batman helicopter. That's kind of cool. Back here we got some more Funkos and Hot Wheels. Some more Funkos and Hot Wheels collectors items. Ooh, the real Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid no ghosts. And we have the Riddler, some multiverse action figures, Ninja Turtles. Here's a whole section of different characters and toys. We got a Snow White doll. That's a cool Batman right there. WWE Superstars. And we even have Spider-Man. And as you go through the aisles, you can see there's different things here that you might be interested in. Anything from clothing to glassware, even random things like these antlers. This is cool right here. This is a bunch of signs. Here's some classic toys and stuffed animals. Some signs with different characters. Famous celebrities. Over here, this is different stuff, including popcorn and drink additives for coffees, and then also candy. Here's a whole section of Funko Pops. Swamp Thing, the Lizard. Haunted Mansion's Ezra. Here's some classic action figures on the wall. Here's a whole Halloween section with creepy masks and decorations. Outdoor decorations as well. Stitch and Vintage. Clubhouse, My Buddy. Right, Scooby-Doo. Right, you guys. Over here, I do have a big boy. Sonic. Cool plane. We have some Pokemon cars and some more Hot Wheels. Pokemon stuffed animals as well. Here's an old M&M advertising thing from a store, most likely. Alvin and the Chipmunks glass. Here's some more action figures. We have the Vulture. Some Star Wars characters. Sports and also Simpsons. And we do have a Superman doll. Here's some cool Christmas figures and a Power Ranger. These are a random lot of action figures in here. Godzilla up on top, Tasmanian Devil, Christmas, Simpsons. They even have Beetlejuice and Teen Wolf. Hey, Kermit the Frog here. And here's a statue of Yoda. Here's the rest of the stuff in this group of items. Underdog. All right, here's a cool section here. Looks like there's a vampire bust here. Not the mama. And then you got Simpsons, Alf. And you even have one of the Raisin Mans, two of them actually. Kiss action figures. This is Steve Sturgill Photography. Some of the photographs that he has. All right, now we're gonna go through the glass cases. A lot of times the stuff in the glass case are more expensive items that have some kind of value. There's some Funko Pop characters and figurines in here from almost every popular universe you can think of. We do have some jewelry. Special collection of items. Have a whole case of Barbies. This is all Pokemon. We even have vintage coins. Some really old cars. And a whole thing of cool Ninja Turtles right here. G.I. Joes. Mario characters. Some trucks. And some glasses. Cool Iron Man character. Vegeta and Frieza. Godzilla and Darth Vader. These are all 3D printed items. And we even have a backpack of the Terrifier. These are mystery Pokemon packs. Pokemon cards. Earth elements. Here's some rare comic books. And here's some old video games. An old computer monitor by Macintosh. Sports memorabilia trading cards, golf balls, some Hot Wheels and action figures, loose Funko Pops, old comic books, Star Trek Pez dispensers, Lord of the Rings, here's some old action figures from Star Wars and Masters of the Universe and various things. Old wrestling action figures, Star Wars characters. Wow, these are some classic Hot Wheels, the original ones. They go from $500. Some of them are $400, but still, that's a lot. These are Legos. More modern game systems. Some more comic books. Various cars, toys from Star Trek, Star Wars. Here's some signed merchandise from sports players. Got a bunch of Simpsons and the Muppets and even Alf up there. Spider-Man. This is a signed Spider-Man comic. $464.99 and it's yours. Other comics that have been signed that are rare. More video games. They have a ton of Pokemon cards, so if you are having trouble finding Pokemon cards, they have a ton of them here. They also have some Disney pins. Here's some portraits from different movies, including Spider-Man and Star Wars. And they even have some from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And from The Boys. Harry Potter. Right here they do have some weapons. Some of them are special ones. bunch of Pokemon displays. They do have original Power Ranger action figures. Some Funko Pops, including Scooby-Doo. Over here we do have pictures of famous characters and also trading cards. These are some collectible Legos. We do have some famous musicians that have signed some of these collectibles. Here's some really old Star Wars characters. Right here, these are a bunch of rings. Here's some rare money from different countries and rare pieces that you can find. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed America's Antique Mall. Really cool stuff there. If you're in Algonquin, check it out. It's fun. This is the What's Up Dude signing off. Till next time. Please like, share, and subscribe so that I can explore new areas and go to more places in the